Hello, my name is David Herzat. I'm the founder of Harmonicas and Harmonica School. Welcome to this video. And this video we're going to talk about the Harmo tool, and we're going to talk mostly about how to maintain and repair your harmonica. So we're going to see how to prevent issues from happening with a good technique and good maintenance and cleaning the harmonica. And then we'll see what to do when if a reed goes out of tune or if it gets stuck, and basically how we can fix most common issues. So in this video I'm going to be using the Harmo tool. It's a tool I designed. It's the idea was to have something very handy, the size of a harmonica. Basically you can put it in a Harmo Pro case to carry it around. You can have it in your pocket. The goal is to have something ready on the fly when you're on a gig and you have like small tweaks to do. But at the same time, if you have a station at home where you always work on your harmonicas, you can actually disassemble it and use all the tools separately like a tool set, and that can be also a very good way to use it. So the first tool here is a Phillips X screwdriver. That's the one you're going to use most of the time for covers and screws that hold reed plates on most models. Nowadays that's what you find, and they work for those tiny screws here, but also for the bigger ones on the covers that hold the covers. So it's one fits all. Then we have a flathead screwdriver, and this one is less commonly used, but you might need it for chromatic harmonicas, old models, or like the Honor Marine Band Deluxe, the Honor Crossover, and some chromatic reed plates. They actually require this model. Next we have a file. So the file is used, so you can use this side of the file. The back of the file is slightly different, and also the tip. So this part is also sharp, and depending on what you wanna do, you might use the middle or the tip. Then we have a tip tool, and this is used for gapping, for adjusting basically a reed. Whenever you work on a reed, you want to push it or pull it, that's what you're going to use, a tip tool. Now on the right side of the tool we have those 3 shims here. So 2 are pretty light, they're 0.05 and 0.10. So those are, usually I'm going to use that one if something is stuck in the reed and I want to go around it. So I'll show you that. This one, it's in case there is a bigger gap. You can also use it as a support, but to support I'd rather use the 0.20 shim. It's still a bit flexible, but it's really like the perfect shim that you want to use under your reeds, and it's much thicker but still thin enough to fit under small reeds that you'll find in the high register. Next we have those wrenches. So this is a tool that you don't use that often, but when you need it there's really nothing else that can do the job. So the number 1, they're labeled 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is the one you will use for Honor harmonicas. 2 is for Japanese reeds such as Suzuki and Lee-Oscar Tombow, and number 3 is used for Seidel and Harmo harmonicas, and they're all like slight different shape and width. And that's whenever you have a reed that goes off axis and you have to recenter it, that's what you're going to use. And last we have 2 tools that are meant for people who want to customize their harmonicas. This is another tip tool that you can use exactly as the first one as a tip tool, but this one has a round area here that you can use to apply wax if that's something you do. And the last one is an embossing tool, and it's slightly sharp. So this one is not very sharp because, like in my experience, people who start doing this usually they overdo it. So if it's not sharp enough, you can just sharpen it a little bit. And usually we use this side here to emboss the slot. And so when you put everything back together, you have those 8 tools on the right and those ones on the left, so everything folds back in nicely. And the shims are just a little bit harder to put back. And there you go. Alright, so if you want to disassemble the tool, let's say that you want to use the shims and maybe, I don't know, the file, you know, separately, not on the handle, you need a T10 star bit, and this one is from a power tool. So that's really up to you, you know, how you use the tool, I guess. If you work all the time at the same desk, stationary, it might be a good idea to take apart all the tools and use them separately. But otherwise, you might do a combination, like using the shims and the tip tool separate. You can still carry them in the pouch and use the other tools on the handle. And of course, if you're gigging all the time, you probably just want to leave it as it is with all the tools on the handle.